Howdy everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Desert Horizons, Arizona Off-Grid Unplugged, AZ Off-Grid Unplugged. This is going to be about what you need for prepping, SHTF, just common sense. It all depends on how you want to take it and how far you want to go with it. But the first thing that you really need to prep, to do anything really, a notepad. You can write stuff down because there's way too many things to keep track of to be able to keep track of it all in your head. There's five, to me, in my opinion, but to me there's five basic things, five categories as far as prepping goes. A couple of them can be combined depending on what your particular situation is, and that's land, water, food, shelter, and security. So if you have land that has water on it, you're set. If you can grow something on it, you got it made. Off-Grid Nation, Tommy has a nice plot of ground, nice cabin on it, water right out in the backyard. He's working on getting a garden. He'll get better at it. But I chose southern Arizona, be out in the desert. Can't really grow anything there. There's definitely no water on the property. I finally took an actual altimeter meeting of down in the valley and then up on the mountainside where I am. I'm almost exactly 1,000 feet above the valley floor. According to all the maps and everything else of the area, from the valley floor to where the water table is about 400 feet. Now, it's possible there's some pockets of water up in the mountains where I am. It's also possible that there isn't. But that means that the water level, if I have to drill all the way down, is going to be about 1,400 feet. So I'm probably not going to do that. We're going to have water trucked in, get a couple of 3,000-gallon cisterns and all that stuff. So that's what my plans are. I already had the land before I even thought about prepping or anything else. I bought a 1.3 acre section of land about 30 miles southwest of here. Yeah, and I just was like, okay, now what do I do with it? I knew I wanted to kind of live out there, but what all was going to be required? What all was going to be necessary? So, but like I said, yes, those security divvies up into fencing, ammo, guns, and neighbors. Those are the three things that can help you there. Like I said, with land, if you got water and food, you're set. So then the only thing you still need is shelter. I had that too. Had it stocked with food. Was getting it all set up for an SHTF event, and somebody decided they wanted it more than I did. So they took almost everything out of it. Unfortunately, they did not take the food, but they did take enough stuff that we had to basically take everything out of it, other than the trailer itself and some shelves. There's nothing there. So we're dealing with it, but this is if you got. In our situation, we're going to have to stockpile water because, like I said, there's no water there. And because it's such a sandy soil, we may be able to grow a couple of things, but not enough to sustain us, just to help carry us over, basically. Like I said, we already had the shelter there. I guess now we need to put up a fence. And we already had the guns and the ammo. I'm going to go get some more ammo today or tomorrow. Depending on the weather. I don't have windshield wipers on my vehicle, and it's raining outside. But I did want to go over how it was that we started a little bit and give you an idea of what it is you need to do. I met a girl that has a passion for off-grid living. She wants to do it in style, though, but that's probably not going to happen. We were at Walmart one day and happened to be walking down the camping aisle looking for stuff for a camping trip, and I saw this bucket of food. I think it was like $39 for a 6-day supply. 6 variations. I have no idea if it's any good. It's Grizzly Ridge, but we bought it at Walmart. That was our first step. After we bought the land, but before we had a trailer. So I mean that was where we started, was buying that one bucket. And then we came across a YouTube channel, Tiny House Prepper. Name is B. Keller. And if you do decide to order any of this stuff, you need to go to his website to find out the address to order it from. You get a discount from it. But this is Thrive Life Foods. We got quite a few cans. We had to bring it all home because it was at the trailer. But yeah, we've got so many cans stashed around. We even have it stored out here underneath the TV. And then we came across some Wise Foods. This stuff we ordered from Home Depot. We got this, and we also got a nice big bucket. We got a couple of big buckets. This one's all meat and poultry. It only weighs 4 pounds for the bucket, but it turns into, I bet 40 pounds worth of food. I have no idea, because it's all dehydrated meat. This is just lasagna or whatever it is, and just foods and stuff. And then the last thing we got to be able to, on this one, is basically shipping. Food for Patriots. So I'm assuming it's foodforpatriots.com. Yep, foodforpatriots.com. Got some food, that stuff there. And I was working in a bakery, and I was able to stockpile, 50 buckets, 60 buckets of what they call 5-gallon buckets that really only hold about 3.5. We have quite a few of them out at the trailer now, stocked up with water. That was for us in an emergency situation. Some of them are outside, some of them are inside. I know they'll have algae in them by the time we get around to using them, but I'd rather drink algified water than no water. So that's what we're doing out there. Like I said, if you don't have the food and you got land, then work on getting the shelter. Whatever it is that you need to work on, you need to write it down and figure it out where to start, because you are the only one that knows where you are. And I said Tommy with Off-Grid Nation, he had his place all set up with water and everything right there. He moved his cabin out there, and he's set. He's ready to go. And he also has a big shipping container out there for storage and security, which I wish I had, but it just wouldn't fit anywhere out there. That it just would be a major eyesore, and I don't want a major eyesore out there. So, it's one of those things. So it's a matter of finding out what is lacking in your prepping and working on that. And that's why you need to write a list. This is with 5 major categories: land, water, food, shelter, and security. And then just start picking away at it a little bit at a time. The reason I bought these cans, because this is rice and beans, and we got broccoli and peas and other green beans and bananas, but this is rice and beans, and I don't have to worry about bugs getting in it. If you get it in a bag, you need to make sure you kill all the bugs, and then you have to vacuum seal it. The easiest way to kill the bugs is put a bag of the rice in the freezer for a couple of days, I guess, but then you got to seal it almost the instant you take it out. And that should take care of any bugs. The same thing with beans, but that's just I'd rather have cans. Like I said, we have lots of cans, we got buckets. We're working on it slowly. We were, if you look at some of our other videos, what we were doing on the trailer, how we were getting it set up. I had solar out there. Now the solar panel's here because they were trying to steal that. They took the batteries. Basically, like I said, basically everything's out of the place now. So when we go, we have to take everything with us. It's not that big of a deal. It's just more of a hassle for, if shit hit the fan, we wanted to be able to just go out there. We had our backpacks already. We had a bike here if if it was an EMP event that the vehicles weren't working. We had water in our backpacks. We had water out there. We could go out there. We'd be able to handle it. Now we may end up bugging in, depending on what happens. We're kind of in an old retirement community here because I'm an old retired fart now, I guess. It's basically, like I said, just starting with a piece of paper and a pen, writing down where you are to figure out where you got to get to. How much do you want to prepare? And it says buy bags of rice and beans. Even if you don't freeze them and vacuum seal them, at least you have them. So there's bugs in there. Oh well, freeze them before you cook them if you have that opportunity. But you can also make up some care packages, because pretty much regardless of where you are, you're going to have people come knocking on your door saying, I'm hungry. If they're adults and they didn't prepare, that's kind of their problem. But if they have kids, you've got to take care of the kids. Even if the parents were idiots. We know a lot of parents are idiots. But yeah, I mean, if they come with an 8-year-old girl and the girl's just emaciated and starving, what are you going to do? You got to feed her. So, but that was basically the information I had was to start with a piece of paper. Write down what you need or where you are and what you need to get to where you want to get to, and then slowly work on it. $5 a week, $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever you think you can afford. Like I said, you can order this stuff from Thrive Life. It comes shipped to your door, and that's it. Then you find a place to store it. It's good for 30 years. That way you're set. These things, like what's in the buckets, is these packages. These are good for about 7 to 10 years, I guess, roughly. The cans are good for 25 to 30 years until you open them. Then the shelf life is down to less than a year once that happens. So that's it. I just wanted to let you know how it is we're preparing and what a good way for you to take care of the same thing. All right, take care. Have fun. Bye.